you don't want this. You don't want this fuzz, buddy, because if you do, you'll get AIDS. You'll get mega AIDS that came from outer space. And how does the joke go? Oh yeah, AIDS are scary, but you want to know what's even more scarier than AIDS? Super AIDS from outer space. 3 teaspoons of super AIDS in your butt, and you're dead in 5 years. And it's true too. Swear to God. I swear to G. Heard it from a friend. I had a friend a long time ago. His name was his name was Jim Frangdurk. And well, I knew the guy for a while, and he was a nice lad. He went to school. He did his bed, ate his parents, and he just got in with the wrong crowd one day. It messed him up. He did all those bad things that they talk about in the Dare campaigns and whatever, and then that was it. That no more Jin Fank. That's.
I don't know how that works.
Moral of my story there is don't get AIDS. Just don't. It's not worth it. Sounds cool because all your friends are talking about it, but it's not. And don't. And just don't. You know what? And just don't. Anyways, welcome to the Behind the Fence podcast show, the greatest show ever done behind the fence. Joining me is my totally female, not male at all, completely 100% girl, not a boy, co-host, Svetlana. Now, Svetlana, tell us how it was to escape from communist New Zealand. you know all that communism they've been having over there in New Zealand.
Over in them Kiwis, you know.
The Kiwis believe in seizing the means of production. Hey, no.
They already have.
Maybe I'm just being like, and here's the thing. Quick disclaimer before we talk into the realm of politico. Arty, I'm pretty sure, doesn't believe in politics and thinks it's all just movie magic. I myself don't like politics. I'm a libertarian at heart, which means I don't give a fuck about anything and or anyone. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't pee in my Coke. But because like communism and shit's all the rage nowadays, because all the kids are going into those gangs and being communists. But no, seriously, I genuinely remember trying to read the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx, and
Of course you would.
Anarchy in the UK or whatever. But no, because they make such a big fuss about it. It's like, it's the dream thing. Because it sounds really good. Like, when you, like, list all the shit about it sounds really good. It's just like, hey, let's have everything be good for everybody, you know? The system is set up so, you can't have big, extremely, like, over-the-top rich people that get too fucking rich and then just start being mean to everybody else. It's a system where everybody is kind of on the level. Everybody has a nice level playing field. But I remember when I was 11, and I'm fucking not 11, but I was a youngin. I think I was probably like 15 or something. I'm playing the first BioShock on my Xbox. and my buddy Rahabi, because I don't know why we got into the topic of talking about communism, and he goes and tells me, because you remember BioShock and like the entire premise for it, right? And how it was kind of communistic. It was kind of like this big utopia where everybody, well, no, it wasn't really communist, because even in the game, Andrew Ryan is very anti-capitalism, but also anti-communism. But he's just like, you know, no rules, no laws. It's kind of anarchy, but we're gonna have like some civility and like do whatever you want. If you want to draw a painting of a baby doing a backflip, you don't got to worry about some critic saying this should be censored.
Yeah,
and
because he's dead. He's already been killed.
That's because you went over there and they killed him. But
yeah, nobody can critique you if he's not alive.
Thinking meme, they can't criticize you if they're dead. You know that. You know what? That was. I think that.
Wait.
Our first death threat.
We got an angry death threat. There we go.
You're both pieces of shit, and if you don't do it yourselves, I'm gonna come to your house and concave your skull with a 2x4. Dear.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna, just for the sake of fucking improv, just for the sake of improv, I'm gonna give a fake name. Dear Anthony, we disagree. Fuck you.
I mean, I personally will take this 2x4. You know, we'll have just strictly lodged into Ted's head, and I will cut it into small boxed shape pieces of wood, and then make a smaller house out of them.
How are you gonna make
house?
But how are you gonna make a small house out of a fucking 2x4? That's not enough wood. That's not enough wood, you silly Billy.
The 2x4 into a 1x4 and then cut the 1x4s into 1x1s, you get lots of small pieces of wood.
And then half by halves.
Together. And then you can build a house.
You glue them together? Gluing wood together in 2017.
Yeah. By actually, you know, giving us that free piece of 2x4, you're
housing us,
people
so
build
screw
affordable housings for the poor. So yeah, good job, Anthony. You're doing the Lord's work.
Thank you for giving us the chance to literally dislodge pieces of wood out of our brains so we can make a house out of it. A tiny house, by the way. But
it's gonna probably just be a birdhouse or something like really small. Maybe an insect could live in it, but it's still more affordable than your standard issue UK apartment.
And your standard issue even UK trailer. Ah, Lord. It reminds me from watching Sargon. Oh, here it comes. Everybody's gonna yell at me because I watched Sargon. But no, he was talking about like how the mortgage rates were in certain parts of England. I swear to God, some places in England are considered middle income, middle class neighborhoods that are supposedly have properties of that earning bracket. But it's like these houses cost nearly £120,000 to like buy them, and I'm thinking, holy shit, I could go out into the red, white, and blue yonder of the U of SA, and I could buy a shitty, broken down house for $54,000. And you know what I would do with the rest of that money?
Build small, affordable housing for insects.
Build small, tiny houses out of wood to fill up my shitty house with. And then I would leave it. I would leave it like that. I would abandon the property. So it could generate fucking spooky stories or whatever.
The house of insects.
It was the house of insects. Long ago, they said that insects roamed the house freely. They dismantled the furniture. They dismantled the furniture, and the plyboards, and the walls, and made little houses. Long has time passed since these insects have dwelled here, and they have left long ago.
And then there's the spooky sort of, not a governor, but more likely a,
The spooky
gentleman
mayor, I
friend
guess.
to the
He's a little portly.
owner.
He has a big, wide grin.
Yeah, and he's like, yes, master, get the knives, yes.
Yes. Yes, the security deposit will be $250 plus first month's rent. Yes. No, imagine if
He's
the
gonna be
landlord.
the groundskeeper.
Imagine if he was just completely normal. Like, there was nothing, like, he was spooky, but there was nothing supernatural about him. He was just like a regular dude who did, but he just looked like he was some kind of paranormal bullshit. Just like, would you like to rent this house?
Yeah, he's like that, you ever played, like, Fallout New Vegas?
Yes.
So...
Oh, wait,
have
no,
you
let me
gotten-
preface that. I tried to play Fallout New Vegas, and...
How do you try to play Fallout New Vegas?
Well, because I made a character, I went down into the wilderness, and then I spent like 2 hours just walking in one direction.
Yes.
And then that was gameplay for me. That was gameplay for me for like 2 runs. Because I kept going to like people and they was just like side quest, side quest, side quest, side quest. And nobody just wanted to tell me like, yeah, go over there. Or the game wouldn't really tell you. Or even like point out in the slightest bit, oh yeah, you gotta go over there to find the dude and, you know, bury the
I
MacGuffin in your
finished
ass or
Fallout
some
New
shit.
Vegas in fucking 6 hours.
I haven't finished it. I played for 6 hours and got no closer to finishing it.
I don't know what you did, but there's this like mission where you help a sort of cult of feral ghouls. Like
Cult of
people who've
personality?
been- No, more like a religious group of ghouls, well, like people with
Oh,
really,
you mean...
really high damage from, you know, radiation and whatever.
Oh, I thought you were about to mean... Because, you know, in the game there was that one, like, group of ghouls that had, that one scientist fucker, and they believed that, like, they came
Yeah.
from the moon, and he was like, I'm gonna take you back to the moon, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and that guy who's like actually a normal fucking cunt is like, yes, I have this really, really deep cigarette chain smoking voice. I'm a ghoul.
He's normal, but he's like, yes, I am a ghoul. Do not
Yeah,
be
so-
confused by my clean skin.
Yeah, he literally called you smooth skin.
Oh, really? That feel when you've just been living around fucking turkey bacon people for so long, you just start to convince yourself that you're them.
Yep, plain and simple.
But
So that's basically the landlord of our new insect hotel. In the
It's-
middle of nowhere.
he's a
in the-
completely normal dude, but he's convinced he's one of the turkey bacon people. And he tells
Yeah.
you, would you like to rent this apartment? It's $850 a month plus utility.
Yeah, and he's like a really sporty sort of just finished university 24-year-old.
He's sporty. He's a Chad. He's a Chad, but like on the outside, but on the inside, he is Nothgul, keeper of the ancient.
Necronomicon before bed every night.
He prays to all the Lovecraftian gods. It's 'cause he was like, man, what's gonna make me seem more ghoulish and cultic? Which
Yeah, he did it to
Lovecraftian god
impress
should I
his
pray
old
to?
girlfriend, who actually left him for an insect.
That's why you
Yeah,
made the
he
hotel.
tried to impress her with his knowledge of the eldritch arts and
And with his
magic,
little
but
insect
apparently
hotel.
It was not enough. Yeah, apparently it was not enough.
She
And
met
that
an insect
grasshopper
at the
just-
hotel.
Yeah, she just took that grasshopper and married him, and now they have like kids.
Don't you
Still in
have
cocoons,
grasshopper
though,
people in
but-
Fallout? Or do you?
There were like really, really big praying mantises, manti.
Because
I don't know. Like,
that reminds me of. You remember Portal 2, right? And there was that one part in Portal 2 where Cave Johnson was just talking some nonsense about we get new speed gel. Also, some of the people who used the speed gel or had like these shit put in them. Some of them may have turned into giant praying mantises. So, if you homeless people that we dragged in here, if you want to earn another $50, please go into the yellow line and grab a rifle and get ready to put these sons of bitches down. Every headshot will earn you $5 extra. So you should.
We need to play Portal 2 on co-op and finish it.
Hell yeah. Hey,
we should do that.
God, I tried. I tried to play that game with my wife.
Like, considering how smart we both are, we're gonna be there forever.
Hey, we're gonna breeze through Portal 2. What do you mean? I can think.
Easily.
I have
Like
brain.
Dota.
No, don't. Hey, okay. I don't know why everybody tells me this, but I was fine in Dota. I looked at the VODs. I auto-attacked. I bought items. And I clicked. I moved around. I did everything. I was
enough.
supposed to,
Dota
Papa.
requires you to do more than simply walking.
Papa, I did everything I was supposed to. Please let me drink water again.
No, it is left for the mantis people, son. You'll never get the water sources.
What? The what? The what now?
The water sources.
Dude, I thought you said Walter Seltzer.
What's that?
I don't know. It just
It's a
sounded that
thing
way.
for the lizard people. They pray to it. We don't understand it. Those who volunteered to me and check that we're praying mantis DNA. We've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing these tests indefinitely. Good news is I've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of mantis men. Pick up a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts.
And you know what? They should have included that bit in the game, because there was the entire bit in Half-Life 2 where you're looking down like the underground tunnels that go to the random places of the world, and you're going through and you come through one tunnel and it's all bolted and shut off, and then Alex just looks at you, she's like, "Oh, that's the tunnel to Ravenholm. We don't go to Ravenholm. We don't talk about that place." So it should have just been like that announcement was going on. It was like, go to the yellow line and fight the army of mantis men. But then they like just shut the place off and bolted it down. But they should have he should have had a part in the game where it was like, sorry, you can't go like through this tunnel because this one's broken down. So how about we gotta go through the mantis people room instead?
Do
you
you remember the lemon rant?
Yes, the lemons. Life gives you lemons. Make life take the lemons back. Make life rue the fucking day. Fuck you, life. Fuck you and your lemons. You want to give me lemons? I'll fuck your mouth and your sister. I'll grab my smart boys. They'll take your lemons. They'll turn them into a bomb. You hear me? I'm gonna bomb your house. Life, take that shit, bitch.
Best shit.
I think that's how it went, right?
Yeah, I just learned that.
He just
A
screams.
combustible lemon grenade or something like that.
And the
Burn
fact,
your house down.
you know what? The fact that so much of the brilliant shit that came out of Cave Johnson's mouth, the fact that none of it became something interactable, playable, or seeable in all of the games, in both 1 and 2, pisses me off to no extent, because that would have made the games a billion times better. They would have been a jillion times better.
They can't really give Shell a gun, can they?
Oh, they gave her a portal gun? I mean, it's based off
yeah,
of...
but it's not necessarily a gun. It's mostly non-violent.
Yeah,
Unless
but
you
it...
consider killing personality cause a an
Oh,
act of violence.
It's very violent. Well, I mean, you're not killing a person. You're essentially just killing a consciousness via, I guess, throwing it out into space. But even then, they don't die, because if I'm not mistaken, Wheatley is still technically alive, just kind of floating through space.
Yeah. Space!
Ba-
Star. There's a star. Space. I love space. Space.
I wonder, whatever would have fucking happened if Wheatley got picked up by just some alien.
Portal 3, but you know, Valve is allergic to the number 3, so we're never gonna get it. So.
No, you know what? I actually have hope. You know why? Because in 2004, I watched a video that had concrete proof. Okay, in 2000, not in 2004. I meant to say 2014. But in 2014, the company Valve took out patents. They took out patents for the Half-Life 3 trademark, name, logo, and intellectual property. So they just basically said Half-Life 3 is trademark. They took out a patent at the U.S. Patent Office for it, and it had a renewal period of 2 intervals, both which last 10 years apiece. So, and that was in 2014. That was in 2014 when those were taken out, and the initial patent lasts 5 years, and after then they have the options of taking those 2 renewal processes. So essentially they have, let's see, 5, 15, 25. They have 25 whole years to keep the Half-Life 3 patent. They took it out in 2014, and they have a base period of 5 years to hold the patent from them. It has been 3 of those 5 years so far. So if Half-Life is not out by 2017, 18, if it's not out by 2019, I'm gonna cry. I'm just gonna cry. I'm gonna go up to Gabe. I'm gonna be like, Gabe, and I'm gonna have 2 chairs, and I'm gonna be like, brief with me, Papa. Brief with me. No, I'm gonna go up to him because there's gonna be 2 chairs there. I'm gonna sit down with him, and I'm gonna go, Gaben, and he's gonna be like, yes. I tell him, Half-Life 3. It's not coming out, is it? And he's gonna tell me, most likely, I can't tell you that. That's a CE code.
And then he presses the eject button and you fly away.
No, and then I'm gonna cry right in front. No, I'm not gonna do. But I have a feeling like he's just gonna press the fucking eject button.
Here's an old battle pass for Dota or Counter-Strike. There you go, Ted. Be happy. Please give us money.
It's not coming out, is it, Gavin? Look. All right, hear me out here. Here's all of the games on Valve. Here's the secret Valve black box gift. Take it. Take all of it.
Yeah, it's the orange box, but it's dusty and it's got like a crust of flesh and matter around it. So it's become really, really bad for anybody.
Some of the employees take their breaks on that box. Sorry if it smells, but take it.
But take it, you know, it's yours.
No,
you deserve it.
Have you heard about it? Okay, I remember, I saw it on 4chan, like 4 years ago or something, and at Valve, feel free to, chime in and disprove us or give us confirmation or validation or whatever the fuck.
It's gonna be a death threat, most likely.
Probably, but this is what I remember of this thing. It was a somebody made like a game, not a game. No, somebody had a screenshot and posted a screenshot, and in the screenshot was like your little library with gifts, like little gift things, and like a Steam library, and it was Valve employee here, ask me anything, and somebody asked them in the screenshot. There was a bunch of like stupid questions because of course when you have a Valve employee, you're gonna ask them Stupid fucking
When
questions.
is the CSGO 2 gonna happen? These graphics are already 2017. I can't take it.
When are you gonna make a new gun for Call of Duty? But somebody asked in the screenshots, like, what is this screenshot of? Because it's just like a black box in your Steam gift library, and what is this? And the dude goes on to explain, I hope I've told this to somebody before, because I couldn't believe it myself. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, so that's why I say Valve, chime in to correct us or whatever. It's apparently when you become an employee at Valve, you are basically either given an employee's Steam account, or if you already have a pre-existing Steam account, it is like upgraded and turned into a employee's Steam account. And what you get immediately in your employee's Steam account is the ultimate Valve black box gift. That black box gift, when you open it on your account, will essentially allow your account to have every single Steam game, just outright every single game that is hosted and uploaded onto Steam, including any new releases. Anything that's newly released, put on Steam, you will also have that. This includes all of the little
thing for journalists and TV and just media people. They had a sort of lower level account, not really employed, but mostly just like, oh, okay, you're part of this media outlet. Let's give you access to a sort of review account where you could just click on a button and get this video game, review it, and then you can what you do with it.
Then you can give us the account back. Probably not going to give us the account back.
It's actually just a flag they put on your account. I think Jim Sterling has one still, and he basically has like 3,000 of those Steam games. Some
because
of them some of them are review copies and whatever. So
because he
do exist.
Because he is a game journalist extraordinaire.
Yeah. So one day, the goal of everything we do here is to get access to those black box accounts. And,
basically, oh god,
yeah, play all the Nier Automata on release.
That is our goal, dream, getting or somehow convincing Valve to give us that fucking black box Steam gift. Because I want every fucking game on Steam. I don't know about anybody else. I want those goddamn Steam games.
You know how we're going to do it? Like, we're going to take the Source 2.0 engine.
Coercion. Friendly coercion by gunpoint.
No, like CSGO or Dota run on Source 2.0. So we're going to take that. We're going to spend like those 25 years where, the patents still exist. And we're going to make Half-Life 3 for them. And it's going to be like the best game fucking ever. We're gonna have people, like most likely me, just working 24-hour shifts while you give me an enema with burgers and whatever.
And then they'll have to hire us.
Yeah, then they'll have to hire us because we've already made the video game, and it'll be a shame if it goes anywhere.
Because we've made
it's already running Source, and it's got a code base behind it. So then they'll just feel obliged. Like, we could take it down, but why don't you hire us and we'll help you make this game for you? We're gonna do the old Counter-Strike Team Fortress thing. Like, make a really good mod, but get ourselves hired, and then, oh baby, we're gonna get this new video game you got over there. Oh, when is it coming out? I don't know. I got a black box in my inventory. It doesn't say.
It doesn't matter anymore. When will this new game be coming out, gentlemen? Exactly. By the time we burn through all of this.
NDA, what is that? I never disclosed anything except my black box. My boot black box.
We're not NDA. That's what it stands for. Not disclosing anything, anytime. Not disclosing anytime.
Agreement.
No,
But,
no, NDA. That stands for not doing anything bad.
Yeah, the B is silent
But
because NDAB doesn't sound as good.
what was that one? Yes, it was the Stanley Parable, the game that
Good game.
I couldn't stop calling it Parable. Parabola.
Parable.
It's a parabola, same thing.
It's a word.
It's a phrase. It's a phrase that means to fucking Cardi Google shit on.
A simple story is to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson as told by Jesus in the Gospels.
Wait, that's a parable? That game didn't have any Jesus in it. I remember I
don't know,
played
my version had Jesus.
I
Like,
played
one
the
of it.
original Stanley's Parable, the one that wasn't an entire fucking game. Because remember there was the first kind of like original version
Yeah, the
of
source mod of like Half-Life or Gary's mod or whatever it was on.
I know it was Half-Life.
Half-Life?
Yeah, they just kind of worked it out a little bit, but
Well, like source is readily available. You know, you could download Hammer or whatever and just make maps and shit for I believe Counter-Strike. Right
And
now?
it was just one of
And
those
Team
games.
Fortress, I believe.
It was just one of those games that like really had. It's like, hey, we check it. We've made this entire wonderful and beautiful story to go with this shit, and I played the first one. It was about what, an hour long or some fucking shit.
Probably somewhere around that.
Yeah. But couldn't stop calling it Parable. Also, I played it drunk. I remember that part. I played it drunk as fuck, and the whole existential whatever really kind of
flew over your head.
it did fly over my head because I was just like, oh, really? Nothing's real. Everything is TVs. I guess.
I suppose.
I suppose.
Mom, I don't want to go to bed.
Mom, I don't want to go to the TV show. Don't make me go to the TV show. And unfortunately, it kind of forced you to go into the TV show. I never wanted to, but it made you go in there. And then it's supposed to have.
I actually, like,
It's supposed
played the Stanley Parable for my 100th episode of Artylo TV.
Was it?
Yeah, like
the proper one, not the proper one, but like the full one, right?
yeah, the full one, the standalone one.
I
I
enjoyed.
believe they're different.
I
like,
enjoyed
quite
the
a bit.
story to it. I enjoyed the fact that they, put together a big old, just look at this shit. We have a story. We have characters.
It just had
It's
multiple
more
endings
than
of
just
it.
TV.
Yeah, one of the achievements, like, I had to go into my BIOS to switch the date and time on my motherboard just to fool the game into thinking I'd played it for the entirety of a Tuesday.
BIOS. Wait, so you literally just fucking mechanically tricked the game into thinking that you played it when you didn't?
Yep.
But why?
Because who'd fucking play the Stanley Parable for 24 hours?
Me?
I'd already exhausted all the possible endings in that video game. There's
It's
like
like-
a chart.
It's like, why the fuck not? Who? Sometimes he's got to put the hours in. Play 24 hours of Stanley
I
Parable.
ain't fucking wasting fucking electricity and processing power for that. I'm a computer man. I know how to do the shit. I could use my time, different ways.
Yeah, like
And, just keeping the Stanley
stalking
Parable
women
open.
on social media.
Yeah. On Instagram and just liking their pictures and awkwardly saving them to a Dropbox folder, I could totally make better use of my fucking time. It's
Can I give out an unpopular opinion that I think a lot of people are gonna find. I don't like Dropbox. I don't like it.
I mean,
I don't
it's
like.
fine.
I don't like cloud-based shit. Clouds are for
just
rain. Clouds are for rain and snow and weather things, not for humans to put their big old fancy files into them. All right? God didn't create this world and the clouds in the sky for us to be inconsiderate assholes putting our stupid shit up into the clouds. Okay? It's not
There's
alright.
just a cloud tied right above the Google headquarters, and there's like a single Ethernet wire just coming down from it into somebody's computer.
No, not even an
And
Ethernet. Not even like imagine if it wasn't even an Ethernet cable. It was just a big old cloud, and whatchamacallit, the big old cloud was like down to the fucking whatchamacallit, tied down to like the Google building by chain, and the way that they put like shit in the cloud is that they just walk out, they yank the chain so that the cloud comes down like a little closer, and then they just like literally take folders, like physical folders of, oh, okay, so this has
I've printed out documents and pictures and
yeah,
videos,
like that
just
shit,
frame by frame,
and then they just
throw them into the
threw
cloud.
that shit into like the literal cloud, and it was like, there you go, and it's all safe in there. And if you want to get your files back out of it, all you have to do is yank the chain again, and
Make a wish.
yep, yank it one more time, and make a wish, and just kind of have it come like close enough so you could reach your hand in and grab all your fucking folders or whatever, and then
And then the Google
be a happy
executive
boy.
who took your file and they go over, take like one of the 15 billion scanners they have in their office. No, it's actually one scanner. Like for the entire Google offices.
One scanner
And they
to rule
use
them
it
all.
To just scan everything that comes out of the cloud, make it into a file again, and then put it back onto the internet. And they send it to you by,
By
Google Cloud or
Dropbox.
whatever. Yeah, by Dropbox or whatever. Like Google Drive.
You ever think that one day, and God, video games have forced so many philosophical questions into my mind. And I'm specifically thinking about Halo 4, and
Hello, that doesn't bring up any philosophy in
no, think about it. There was that entire part where one of the Forerunners possessed a body, and then he unlocked the big glowing orb, and he made it attack like this place that had a bunch of human beings that were researching it. It was a USMC facility or whatever, and the orb came out, and then it started shooting the scanning laser, and literally it turned all of the people who were scanned into literal like dust and shit. And it was a horrifying scene, and it was really the part where the game developers were showing, look, Halo can be gritty and brutal too. And then
I remember getting a book about Halo, about Reach, I believe.
oh yeah, the books. Oh my god, I forgot they had books about that shit.
It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty damn fucking good.
Hey, they had
Yeah.
They had a Halo anime. They had a Halo anime, believe it or not.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. Revolves the plot of Master Chief while he was still a kid, living on some planet, and it revolves around a bunch of the children that were kind of like on that planet with him, and then
Like, I remember at some point them revealing that all the sort of space marine people, like Master Chief and everybody was like really adolescent, like 14 to 18-year-old kids.
Yeah, they were basically little babies.
Yeah.
But no, they were just kids. They were just literally kids, and they lived on. I know for a fact that Chief is not an Earthborn kid, but some of the kids who came to like this place where they were taken, some of them were Earthborn kids, and a lot of them, along with Master Chief, they get kidnapped and they get taken to Reach, where they're essentially and they're kidnapped by like the Halo version of what would be the CIA. Because in the Halo world, you had the USMC, the United Air and Space Defense Force, and you had the Naval Intelligence whatever. And it was the Naval Intelligence whatever people that were kind of in charge of the Spartan program, as they called it, and they literally kidnapped kids. They just kidnapped a whole shit ton of kids from their parents. Chief was one of them who were kidnapped from their parents, and they were taken to Reach. And I think the entire anime was literally just about, here is Chief's adventures of trauma and childhood repression by being taken to an unknown planet with all these other kids. Some of them he knows, some of them he doesn't know, and they're basically being turned into super soldiers via surgeries, clinical injections, brutal training, both physical combat, weaponry, and then finally a doctor, 'cause that's what she called herself in the video game, Reach, a doctor, whatever her face was, old lady with gray hair, to Mrs. Old Lady Spartan's program. Old lady kidnaps her kids. So yeah, old lady kidnaps her kids, is experimenting on a bunch of shit, and then she comes up and invents the Spartan armor. And a bunch of the kids...
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Yeah, a bunch of the kids are outfitted. No, remember on Reach, when you, like, go to some place, it's like the second mission, and you have to save her, and you and all your little, like, you know, like, third-gen Spartan armor-wearing buddies, it's you, Carter, Kat, Emil, George, and then you, who is just... No, Carter, the main guy, Kat, the girl, Emil, the cool guy that everybody liked, June, I think? June or something? He was the sniper guy. He was the sniper guy that had the cool visor helmet that I liked, and he also wore the scarf. And then George, the big gunnery, who also had the cool armor that everybody liked. It was your little ragtag team there. And then you were only known as the rookie. And you come up to the fucking scientist lady in the second mission, and she goes, "Oh, Private George." She's like, "Ma'am," and she was like, "What are you doing with my armor?" Because apparently he like had some shit at it. He was just like, "Oh, it's just some modifications, some additions, ma'am. Nothing too bad." Because he was Bulgarian. George was Bulgarian, yet talked so Brit-bongish. But he was great. I actually liked his character a lot. I liked the sacrifice that he made. Truly, I don't believe he should have, since as I liked him more. I wish it didn't have to be sacrificed, but I very much appreciated his sacrifice, since it just made his character seem all the more better. And at the same time, it made who'chamacallit, it made him seem, it's like, oh, he's not a big gruff space marine, he's actually a dude, you know, he's a nice guy, he's a nice little fella who does good and will be nice to people. Also, because they have that one section where you're talking with like the villagers in the very first mission, and they are also speaking Bulgarian, so he's like, "Hey, look, I can speak your language. Don't worry, kids, I'm not bad, man. We are not bad people. We're here to help." But they didn't believe it, because That's not what the Spartans were made for.
You
No.
know what a Spartan is made for? Killing fucking demons on Mars.
Exactly. No, you know who's really made for that? Doom Man. That's his primary
Hey.
job.
Hey, you did a segue with a little bit of help.
Hell,
That was really
hell
nice. We did a tag team on that one. Yeah.
Does
Good
Doom?
thing nobody will notice.
Does Doom Guy even have a name?
No,
Or
it's just Doom Guy.
or an
Or the
identity?
Doomslayer, or whatever.
The Doom Slayer. Well, I guess he
like-
kind of is a Doom Slayer. Well, is what was happening on Mars, and could that be considered Doom? Doom in action, Doom in progress.
Like, probably, but like, I downloaded the album, you know, by Mick Gordon, who does the soundtrack for the new one, and every now and then there's like these snippets of a demon talking about Doom Guy, and like the very
Oh, they
last
actually have
one-
monologue about him?
Well, no, it's particularly just on the album a bit. But it was a demon guy just talking like really flowery prose about how the Doomslayer fucked their shit up like years ago, and then some of their, you know, demon sorceresses, wizards, priests, or whatever, just trapped him in a sarcophagus and buried him so fucking deep, with like so many warning signs pointed at that box.
Do
that,
not
you know,
let this man out. Crazy and
You-
dangerous.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking open this shit and it's gonna go real bad for you. Like, really bad for all of us and your families and everybody related to you in any way over the past, like, 11 generations. They're all gonna be dead. And it's gonna be your fault.
Because you let this fucker out.
Yeah,
He is the
thing
perfect
I
killing
like-
machine. He's the perfect murder man because he just rips through things, doesn't even flinch. He's just the greatest murder person in the world.
Like, the thing I like about, like, the new Doom guy, let's say, you know, he's a sort of evolution of the old one from the, like, 1990s.
Sword
Doom guy.
evolution. They took him from 2D and they made him 3D.
Yeah, and just seeing how much personality they can give him by just, like, putting two really beefy, muscly, armored arms in front of a, you know, camera, and just doing small things, like when you get those collectible Doom Marine figures and he, like, fist bumps them. It's sort of, you know, thing. He has a really quirky personality for being a just gory killing machine. Like, even when he dies in, you know, the lava at the foundry or whatever, like, every time you jump into lava, he, like, just does one final bit where he just clenches his fist and does, you know, the Terminator 2 thingy, where he just thumbs up and slowly fades into the lava.
I loved that reference. That tickled my bone.
Yeah, and even then, like, at the very start of the game, they're trying to, you know, hit you with all the exposition, you know, how, you know, important this character is to the story, and then he just takes the fucking computer and pushes it into the fucking wall and, you know, cracks his knuckles and cocks the shotgun and just goes out and just... Yeah, he basically... The only thing that's really important to him is killing demons. He doesn't care about any ulterior motives or, you know, being part of a bigger plan or something. He just fucking hates demons.
It's just like ulterior motives, bigger plan, larger picture. You know, the whatever. It's too much. That's too complicated. I don't care.
I
About
just chainsawed a
I don't care about
motherfucking
any of that.
demon into the fucking ground and stomped his entire everything, and it made a big boom. It was red. It was hideous, but it was what I liked, and that's basically what I like about the new team. And the multiplayer is really fucking good.
truly like the pinnacle of like this is Doom guy. The pinnacle of what his character was the first time when that doctor dude or whatever says, you got to go to these energy filter things because all the energy is going crazy and it's, you know, making things blow up, and this bitch she's using it to make demons come out of the floor and fuck. And he's like, okay, I know how to stop this, Doom Man. I'm gonna tell you how to stop this. You gotta go to the energy things. You gotta slowly take him. And he's saying all of that as like the Doom guy approaches them. And he's like, and they're like, the thing is open.
The thing and rips it.
The thing is opening. He's like, okay, just slowly take that out. Press that button.
Really
slowly
volatile,
slide to.
careful.
No. It's good. Breaks all of it. And you can.
And it just rips it, and it still works. And you're like, yes, this is what I wanted.
You can really hear. It's just like the moment he's like, "Oh, this doctor man is confusing." Destroys the moment he
every time he sort of forces himself, like you can feel his muscles like clenching bit by bit, and it's like this really, really punchy sound where you just feel like every time he bends a finger, it's like snapping a fucking head off.
He's snapping off like the particles in the air, just with his fingers and shit. But the beauty of it is,
he punches existence into submission.
It's just like hearing the fucking the dude who just says, like the one guy who's not the one guy, but the doctor who's telling you this as you're just smashing this shit. You could just hear him going, "You fucking, why are you breathing?" He's just completely just saying, like, oh, you don't have to break this. You don't have to do it like that. You can really hear him just clenching his teeth, like, God damn motherfuckers.
Yeah, and another thing is like all those retina scanners or fingerprint scanners, where you don't have the biometric data to actually access certain doors and everything. No, he just rips the head off a thing, punches it into the fucking slot where it needs to scan. It scans and then he throws it. It's like, yes. Or even he just like ripped the hand off an engineer or something, placed it on the thing, and you see like it making a smear as it goes down, being pulled by gravity. And it's just, oh, I love it.
Or he could have just taken the person, lifted him, had to use his thing or whatever he had, against the scanner, and then there you go. But you're not really the true tanky big Doom guy unless you're ripping some shit off of another guy. You can't be.
I mean, he doesn't really care. He's dead anyway, and there's gonna be a lot more dead.
Wait, is he
anyway.
technically undead in Quake? They're the same game. Don't judge me.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. They're basically the same.
No, they're not.
Quake and Doom is basically the same game, just a different title and developer and programmers and graphic artists and level designers and story and game flow and game mechanic and story and writers. And no, they're basically the same game. I mean, they're kind of made by the same guy. They're made mostly by the same guys. Okay, they're practically the same
everything
game.
just came out of John Carmack's just fingers touching a blessed keyboard at some point.
Everything came out of it. You think if we split his skull open, we could dig in there, find a couple of more games?
I mean, the guy was really bloody good, to be honest.
John.
He found... I'm not going to go on a tangent because I've talked about the technology of Doom already, 2 times, I believe. But he's actually pretty fucking good at programming and designing shit out of the fucking blue. Just does it.
He was
he has a knack for it.
Oh yeah, he started Wolfenstein off of the Catacomb, whatchamacallit. off of the Catacomb prototypes, which still supposedly was supposed to be Wolfenstein 3D. No, but you know who I don't like? Now that we're mentioning, nice people who did nice things, you know who I don't fucking like? John Romero. You son of a bitch, you were supposed to make Daikatana good. And and he's still this big flowing lock of man and game developer. And you know what? That's not fair. He should have all of his hair should have fell out after motherfucking Daikatana. He should have went bald after that. You get to be like an industry defining individual. You get to shit on everybody's hearts and dreams, and you still get to keep your hair after that. Look at Tim Willits. Look at Tom Hall. He's losing his hair slowly. Look at Adrian Carmack. He has a wig.
just look at Jonathan Blow.
Look at Peter Molyneux. He doesn't even have hair. And he's done great things. Why do you get to keep your hair? What's so fucking special about you? Okay, granted. Doom 2, Doom 3, Wolfenstein 3D,
Doom 3 was
Quake.
slightly bad.
Hey, it wasn't that bad.
Wolfenstein: The New Order was actually pretty damn good.
Like
dual-wielding automatic shotguns.
That
just instantly makes everything better.
You know what? They took a page out of the originals book, out of like 007, and the old ones, and then they remembered, man, what is it really that people loved about these games? Was it the tight controls? Was it the fluid gameplay? What really was it? And then when you look deep in, you figure out you could dual wield 2 giant ass fucking Beretta 50 cals with it was like, you feel like dual wielding shotguns? Well, there's a shotgun in that other corridor, so maybe you're gonna want to get in on some of that. You want to dual wield some shit? We got some shit for you to dual wield. You wanna be a rock star? I've got 10 odd big machine guns with your name on it. And they figured out the formula to fun, which was they figured out the formula to fun, which is give me all of the big cool fucking guns and just let me roll with it.
It's a power fantasy. It's like, what can we do to make this weapon particularly really, really good? Well, you've got the BFG 4000, which first of all fires a single massive projectile that throws lightning tracking things all over, along with 16 smaller projectiles on the same screen that home in and also fire individual lightnings but then explode. Okay, how do we make something better than that? Okay, build upon that and make just the entire screen wipe where you just fire a single shot out of it.
Or let's go another step further. Toxic lightning chainsaw whip.
No.
Let's go for that. Let's go to that ultimate extreme. That ultimate, that next level extreme. Hey, and you can't, all of you out there, I know you, and you know who you are, all of you that are going to look at a game like Doom, like Quake and shit, and you're going to say, oh, that's men. The men with their guns, and the male power fantasy and power trip or whatever. Tell me, women out there, tell me you wouldn't feel like the hardest bitch in the game. Tell me like you wouldn't feel like the baddest bitch in the entire industry if you had.
To be honest,
if you were dual wielding shotguns.
I don't know if the new Doom actually points out that Doom Guy, outside of him being called Doom Guy, as being male. I mean, he's in his fucking armor. I mean, yeah, you know, he's slightly a bit like muscle person guy. You know, he's got like those big meaty hands. You know, he's got, you know, twice the size of my arm. You know, just stacked together and taped with scotch tape or whatever. It's just,
He's got his.
but
He's got
you
all
can
the.
imagine him having a feminine side. You know,
He's got all the muscles attached to him with scotch tape.
Yeah, he just takes muscles and stuffs them against himself.
Truly,
Just absorbs them.
I mean, hey, he could be a guy, or he could be a girl for all we know. I mean, Samus looked like a guy in all that fucking armor she put
but
on.
then if you beat the game quickly enough, you could see you were in that 8-bit bikini and twiddle with your dingo dangle.
They really knew how to do it back then. They really knew how to service us gamers. It was a better
gamer boys.
It was a better time. It was a simpler time. And this time is all the time that we have. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your death threats. Thank you for your patience. This was Behind the Fence Podcast, greatest podcast ever done behind the fence. Tune in next Wednesday when we dingle your dangle for a change.
Yeah, it's
Sound
gonna
good?
go sexual.
Does it sound
It's
good?
just gonna be
Sound
gonna be
good.
fine.
Thank
It's gonna
you.
be the best one.
It's gonna be hot.
Everybody's gonna unzip their pants and
It's
just
gonna
fill the
be
dingle
hot.
dangles.
Thank you. And Seacrest out.
Bye.